for joining us for Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. We are coming to you live from the Broadcasting House in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson, Maina, and our sign language interpreter is Caroline Joroge. Join us for the next half an hour or so for news within and, of course, across the country. But for now, I take you straight to Nyandarua County, where the government is implementing more than 400 kilometers of road projects worth 25 billion shillings in Nyandarua County as part of efforts to improve infrastructure and enhance connectivity across the region. Transport and Roads Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir announced the projects during an inspection tour and the launch of the 37-kilometer Ngorika-Kiunjuire Road. And as Timothy Kipnusu now reports, Chirchir dismissed claims that the ongoing development projects in Nyandarua County had been influenced by the forthcoming Ol Kalou parliamentary by-election. Here's more.
Nyandarua County has received a major boost after the government launched an ambitious road project. The more than 400 kilometers of road project that will cost 25 billion shillings are aimed at improving infrastructure and enhancing connectivity across the region. Speaking during an inspection tour, Transport and Roads Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir said the national government had cleared all pending contractor payments amounting to 175 billion shillings, paving the way for faster completion of infrastructure projects across the country.
Hii kazi nilikuwa nimemuuliza hapo kitambo. Tutaweka magari zaidi ya 37 heavy earth moving vehicles kwa hii kazi. Vijana watakaoajiriwa kazi, the youth to be employed will be the youth from this community.
Upeleke shukrani zetu kwa Mheshimiwa Rais kwa sababu hapa kwetu Nyandarua, hapa kwetu Ngorika, leo ndio tumepata uhuru wa barabara. Leo ni siku ya kihistoria.
Chirchir, however, dismissed claims that the ongoing development projects in Nyandarua had been influenced by the forthcoming Ol Kalou parliamentary by-election, maintaining that the projects were part of the government's long-term development agenda.
Na tutajionea, unajua wakati ya siasa saa hii porojo ni mingi. Tutasikia maneno mengi, lakini tusipochunga tutaona madogo sana. So I want to assure you we will bring development to the people of Ol Kalou like we are building the rest of Kenya.
Huu ni muujiza unaofanyika katika vijiji zetu. Kwa sababu miaka 64 hatujapata barabara, hatujapata maji, hatujapata maendeleo, sasa ndio haya. Kweli si kweli jamani?
Leaders who accompanied him urged residents to support the UDA candidate in the July 16th Ol Kalou by-election, saying continued collaboration with the national government would accelerate the implementation of more development projects in the constituency.
Ikifika tarehe 16 mwezi wa 7, mchague maendeleo, 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 na mchague maendeleo kupitia Moshina.
Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
And now from Nyandarua, we take you to Garissa County, where residents are now set to benefit from a more reliable and stable electricity supply following the upgrade of the Garissa Kenya Power Substation to 38 megavolt amperes up from 15. Now, this is expected to reduce frequent power outages and support the region's growing demand for electricity. Now, speaking during the inspection of the progress in the installation of the new 23 megavolt amperes transformer, the Energy Principal Secretary Alex Kamau Washira said the recurring power outages in Garissa and the continued suffering for the residents is coming to an end with the new equipment being installed.
In demand for power in Garissa. And this one of the 7.5 megawatts transformer was overloaded. Today we are here, we have soaked this transformer. By the end of the day tomorrow, we are going to commission a 23 MVA transformer, 11 kV. That means 3 times of what we originally had, and we are going to switch off that diesel generator that is in the dab, and we can relocate it to another location.
We hope that this machine will pick it well and pick it up. So for us, the people of Garissa County, not Garissa Town alone, but Garissa County, we are delighted that the suffering we have had over the years will come to an end.
Now to Kitui County, where National Liberal Party leader Dr. Augustus Muli has signaled his party's readiness to enter into a political pact with Wiper Patriotic Front leader Kalonzo Musyoka. Now speaking during the party's summit in Kitui County, Muli disclosed that the party had also reached out to other opposition leaders, including Martha Karua, as it seeks to consolidate a formidable political front.
National Liberal Party, Your Excellency, we are ready to work with you, but on terms and conditions, because we are a political party. Wakamba wa National Liberal Party wananiongelesha mimi ndio party leader wa chama ya National Liberal Party, na wananiambia kwa nini tusiongee na ndugu yetu, na mimi nasema leo hadharani mbele ya kila mtu, National Liberal Party is willing and interested to talk to Wiper Party.
Now, a cross-section of clergy from Nyamira and Kisii counties has condemned political violence and urged politicians to preach unity instead of division. Now, addressing the press in Kisii town, Apostle Nyabuto Nyamora of the Holy Synagogue Church of All Nations accused politicians of hiring goons to attack people with differing political opinions. Now, Apostle Nyamora condemned the bloodshed witnessed across the country. He further urged youth to shun taking sides in political disputes, warning that such divisions will bring curses to future generations.
Kitu ambayo imetukera hapa katika hii kaunti yetu ni vita ambayo tumeona watu wanamwaga damu ovyo ovyo, na ni vijana wadogo na ni viongozi. Tunakataa kwa sababu hiyo kumwaga damu ni kunajisi hii kaunti yetu na kuiletea mambo ambayo haikutarajiwa na kuleta laana kwa watoto wetu.
Sisi kama kanisa tungetarajia kwamba kila mtu apate uhuru wake wa kuongea, uhuru wake wa kupiga kura na uhuru wake wa kufanya kampeni bila kuingilia yeyote yule ama mwananchi yoyote wa cheo yoyote, iwe ni gavana, iwe ni mbunge, iwe ni MCA ama yeyote yule. Tungetaka kwamba tuwe na amani.
Wanasiasa tunawaomba mnaposunguka hata kwa makanisa, mnapoenda hata katika matanga, mnapoenda katika sehemu zile mnatafuta kura, tunawaomba watu waheshimiane. Heshimu huyu ndugu yake anatafuta kiti kile kidogo na kikubwa.
Now, still on the same bit, leaders have called on Kenyans to reject ethnic profiling and embrace a peaceful coexistence, saying unity remains the country's greatest strength regardless of ethnic and cultural diversity. Now, the leaders said hatred, division and ethnic animosity have no place in modern Kenya, urging citizens to continue fostering harmony and integration among communities. Now, speaking during a ceremony to crown George Karobia as the new chairperson of the Agikoyu community residing in Garissa, Energy Principal Secretary Alex Washira underscored the importance of national cohesion, saying no one chooses the tribe or place of birth and that Kenya's diversity should be embraced rather than being used to divide people. Now, former Garissa Governor Ali Korane described Garissa as a cosmopolitan county that belongs to all Kenyans, regardless of their ethnic origin, and challenged residents to continue nurturing unity.
This is the Kenya we want, and we are very happy because of the integration ambayo mumefanya. Munaishi kama ndugu na dada. Munaishi mukijua ya kwamba hakuna mtu aliandika barua kwa Mwenyezi Mungu akamwambia mimi nataka kuzaliwa nikiwa Mjaluo, mimi nataka kuzaliwa nikiwa Mkikuyu, mimi nataka kuzaliwa nikiwa Msomali, mimi nataka kuzaliwa nikiwa Mkamba. Kuna wewe aliandika barua? Muliandika barua? Lakini mukajipata muko wapi? Hapa.
Viongozi wale ambao mmewachagua, ningependa kuwapongeza kwa umoja wenu na kwa kukaa pamoja kama jamii, na sisi tukiwa viongozi tutaunga nyinyi mkono ili muweze kufaulu hapa Garissa.
To matters politics, Jubilee Party leaders led by Jeremiah Kioni have called for political tolerance and issue-based politics as the party officially shifts into campaign mode ahead of the 2027 general election. They emphasize the need to separate governance from politics, saying continuous campaigns deny the government an opportunity to deliver on its promises. They reiterated their preference for former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i as their presidential candidate, describing him as the leader best placed to deliver the change many Kenyans are seeking in 2027. Now, speaking at the same event, aspiring women representative candidate Carol Nduta called for greater inclusion of Gen Z in leadership and decision-making, saying young people want issue-based politics rather than insults and political drama.
A party that has run this country for 10 years. It would have been long for us to be seen all over doing campaigning while we are supposed to be opposing the government of the day, na pia kuwapa nafasi kutenda ama kushindwa kutenda yale ambao waliwaagiza wa Kenya. Na hilo ni jambo ningefurahia kama sisi wa Kenya na vyama vyote tukubali ya kwamba kila wakati sio wakati wa siasa. Then the best suited person is Fred Okengo Matiang'i.
This time as we begin this spreading this fire of Jubilee within the county and even in the country, we want to bring the Gen Z voice on the table, not outside, on the table. And as a Gen Z, one of the things that we are insisting is that we want to see our Jubilee party doing issue-based politics.
And away from that, Kirinyaga County is reporting improved economic growth and reduced poverty levels, a success that Governor Anne Waiguru attributes to financial reforms and the digitization of revenue collection. Now, the governor says that the county has transitioned from manual revenue systems that were prone to leakages to the digital Ekiripay platform, improving efficiency and accountability. According to Waiguru, Kirinyaga's economy is now growing at 5.4%, above the national average of 4.9%, while the poverty rate has dropped from 23% to 21%, lifting about 52,000 households out of poverty.
Kirinyaga financial systems are therefore not just stable, they are strategic. Every shilling is working harder, smarter, and more transparently to uplift lives and unlock growth. Key milestones in digitization include public service reforms involving the development of an online skill audit tool and a fully digital e-recruitment portal, improving transparency and efficiency in human resource management.
And that story takes us to a very short commercial break. Don't go too far, still so much more coming your way. Stay with us.
In by Ndiaye, edge of the box, oh yes, as clean as a whistle second time. It's a double for Papagay.
Arguably a cleaner strike than the first one.
It's a good talking point either way for our Sporty TV analysts and indeed the viewers, but impact substitution, probably of the tournament, Papagay for Senegal.
We mentioned in the first half, it's an easy game. Just keep the ball, keep it simple.
Dial star 977 hash or download My Power app to access Kenya Power services fast and easy. Kenya Power, nuru ya Kenya.
Naitwa Kenson Juma. Timu yangu yenyewe ni England. Mimi nashabikia England kabisa. Hapo kuna Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Madueke na wengineo. Napenda station ya KBC. Pia na ningependa kuambia mashabiki wengine wafuatilie hiyo stesheni nzuri kabisa.
And welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. Now we take you to Kiambu County, where leaders in Thika have expressed concern of the rising cases of femicide, urging men to end violence against women and embrace dialogue in resolving domestic disputes. Now speaking during a women's meeting at Kisii Estate in Thika Town, MP Alice Ng'ang'a condemned the increasing number of women being killed, saying the trend has left families and the community living in fear and grief. Now echoing her sentiments, a local community leader, David Ngara, described the surge in femicide cases as a shame to Thika.
Ukienda hapa Thika Town, mama ameuawa, ametupwa kwa Napier grass. Ukienda tu hapa Thika Technical, kasichana kameuawa, kametupwa. Ukienda pale Teithia, kasichana kametupwa, kameuawa, kametupwa. Kwa hivyo tumesema siku ya leo hakuna makofi. Ukisikia hasira, we ongea na mimi poa. Maneno itakuwa sawa. Don't kill me. Don't kill them. Don't kill them. Si ndio? Lazima ningesema hivyo kwa sababu mauaji hapa kwetu Thika imekuwa juu sana. Tafadhali wacha tuongee, tusikizane.
Hiyo mambo wanaume inatuletea aibu sana. Mama akiongea hapa mambo ya vifo, mwanaume amemtoa mwanamke uhai, it is painful. Tafadhali ukikasirika, ongea na bishop, ongea na mchungaji, atakuambia kitu kizuri na wewe ubadilishie hiyo mambo.
To the coastal region now, Tana River County is facing an alarming rise in maternal deaths, with adolescent mothers bearing the greatest burden. Now, according to health experts, the county records 596 maternal deaths out of 1,000 cases reported across the country, far above the Sustainable Development Goal target of fewer than 70 by 2030. Speaking to journalists in Hola Reproductive Health Network, Kenya Associate Director Dr. Halima Adan blamed the growing crisis on teenage pregnancies. Grassroots women leaders also faulted cultural practices in the county that celebrate and reward adolescent mothers, saying they are fueling early pregnancies and contributing to the increasing number of street children in Hola Town.
Katika Kenya, Tana River peke yake inapoteza kina mama 596 kwa kila wamama 1,100 ambao wanajifungua, na katika hiyo idadi watoto wamo mule ndani.
Watoto wanapata watoto, so hili jambo limefika pakubwa na linatuathiri kama wananchi wa Tana River. Hawa watoto tusipopata suluhu, hawa watoto ndio sahi. Kitambo hatukuwa na watoto wenye wanatembea mitaani, sahi watoto wamejaa mitaani wakiokota machupa na wakiuza.
Tamaduni za huku kwetu kusema kweli ndio mara nyingi zinachangia hizi mimba za mapema. Unapata mtoto anajifungua nyumbani, huyu mtoto amepata mimba, amezaa pale nyumbani, yule mama anamweka mtoto ndani ya nyumba ili siku 40 wanasema ndani ya nyumba ili siku ya kumtoa.
And a section of religious leaders in the coast region is receiving specialized theological and leadership training as part of efforts to curb cultism, religious extremism and radicalization in the wake of Shakahola tragedy, where more than 450 people lost their lives in one of Kenya's deadliest occult-related disasters. Now, speaking during the graduation ceremony of the Committed Believers Evangelical Ministry of Africa, now Bible Institute, the institution's principal, Bishop Frederick Kazungu Masha, said the initiative seeks to strengthen pastoral leadership by equipping clergy with sound biblical knowledge, ethical leadership skills and practical ministry training to help prevent the spread of religious misinformation and protect vulnerable communities from manipulation.
We are very happy to partner with the local ministries to provide this quality training.
Our model really is not to come in and do the training. It's really to partner with national leaders and provide to them tools.
We are here, one of our objectives is to make sure our country, Kenya, in cooperation with our government, which is now regulating, to make sure our churches have trained pastors so that we can avoid like the other cases that came which made many people lose their lives.
Kizingatia hasa kumekuwa na elimu potofu, watu wamefundisha elimu makosa kuhusu Mungu, lakini kwa sababu leo nimefuzu pamoja na kundi, basi naahidi ya kwamba tutaelimisha watu wakapate kumjua Mungu vizuri.
Now, from Coast Region, we take you to Western Region, where the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega Bishop Joseph Obanya has called on teachers to strengthen the promotion of moral values among learners as a measure to address rising cases of indiscipline in schools across the country. Speaking during a family mass for St. Peter's Seminary held at St. Peter's Seminary High School, Bishop Obanya emphasized the need for parents, teachers and education stakeholders to work together in guiding students on responsible behavior and good morals.
We call upon the parents to take charge of their children, collaborate with the schools so that we can see which way forward. Kati mwalimu anakuita, anakuambia tungependa kushirikiana kwa njia hii na mtoto, usianze kumtetea because maybe the teacher has seen something. Sio masomo peke yake. We don't only emphasize on academics. We emphasize on what we call integral development of that person.
We need to instill values in the learners. And instilling value to the learners means that we are forming them into somebody that we desire them to be. Na nashukuru sana mtaala wetu wa CBC kwa sababu umetuletea mambo kama hayo. Tuongelee kuhusu core values.
And now from Kakamega, we take you to Kericho County, where the Kericho National Polytechnic has been ranked among the top 10 best performing public institutions in Kenya. Now, an evaluation by the State Department for Performance and Delivery Management found that the institution has consistently outperformed its peers and ensured a prudent use of resources. Now, Kericho National Polytechnic Chief Principal Sami Cheriot said being ranked fourth as the best institution under the core mandate category shows they are doing well as a young national polytechnic. Now, Cheriot said continuous improvement in service delivery has contributed to the success, applauding the stakeholders, trainers and trainees for their combined effort.
This one is a statement on how we, as a young national polytechnic, we are doing great, and it is about the resolve to always have what we call continuous improvement as we pursue excellence in our service delivery. We as a national polytechnic, we have a resolve to have what we call market-driven and market-ready skills that are going to be valuable in the manner that will be quickly absorbed in the markets.
And now listen to this. Now fear and heartbreak have gripped residents of Haven Court in the Airways area of Utawala, Nairobi, following a wave of mysterious pet deaths. Now in just 2 weeks, at least 7 cats and 4 dogs have died under what the residents term as distressing circumstances, leaving them devastated and fearing for their safety of children. Now, the families have buried their pets, saying it is an emotional loss as they were part of the family.
It is a goodbye they never anticipated. In this backyard at Haven Court Estate, tears flow freely. This family says it isn't just the loss of an animal, it's the passing of a deeply loved member of the household.
It's really, really sad losing her like this. Roxy was about 5 years old, and I think the lifespan of a cat is much longer than that, upwards of 10 years for sure. She was not sickly, she was not having any issues. She just went out one day and didn't come back home.
I feel bad. My children were so affected, and when I heard about it, I broke down because we've lived with these pets for a very long time. 4 years is a long time to have a pet around, and losing it, it's part of the family.
In the last 2 weeks, a dark cloud has hung over this estate. 11 cherished pets died mysteriously, but the residents say the symptoms are similar: sudden illness, vomiting blood, and agonizing death.
They seem to have died from poisoning because most of them seem to be bleeding, either nose bleeding or bleeding through their mouths. There are pets that have been, like, they've never disappeared from the houses, but just the day before yesterday, and now discovered today morning, yeah, the cats had been killed.
Roxy has been in the family for about 5 years. She's really a friend of the family and a part of the family. And just, it's really, really sad losing her like this.
But they say there is a pattern where only the pets who occasionally wander outside the safety of the main compound have been struck by the tragedy. The trail of suspicion leading to this garbage disposal site.
My neighbor again akanipata nikiwa naibeba ikiwa imekufa, akanambia in fact yake pia imekufa. Akasema kuna mtu amemwaga sumu somewhere hapo. Kuna geti, kuna kipi ya matakataka hivi. Akasema kuna some omena ziko hapo, ziko poison, ziko na poison. So I guess nizo ni paka zinaenda zikikula. Huyo ni mtu akona intentions ya kuua paka ama dogi. Juu dogi zilikuwa zimeweza kukua mingi, hizi stray dogs.
They protect us from rodents, from snakes, and so we are now kind of scared if our pets are being killed. Who is doing it and why are they doing it? We really want to know the motive.
With the source of the suspected toxins still not clear, the community is now living in fear as the threat is no longer just to their pets, but even children who often play with the pets and frequent the surrounding areas. Kamche Menza for Lunchtime News.
And now let's take you to Uganda for this interesting story where Uganda's Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who is also the son of President Yoweri Museveni, has reportedly ordered the immediate closure of 2 leading independent media organizations, that is NTV Uganda and the Daily Monitor. Now, earlier today, General Muhoozi announced the decision through a series of posts on his X account. In one message, he stated that both NTV and the Daily Monitor would cease operations immediately. He later added that neither outlet would be allowed to resume broadcasting without his personal approval. General Muhoozi said he does not believe in a free press, insisting the media should be guided by the cadres of revolution. Now, NTV Uganda reported that military personnel had surrounded the premises of both NTV and the Daily Monitor following the general's directive. The shutdown follows months of reported harassment of journalists and restrictions on media access. Quite a shocking story. Of course, we keep an eye in our subsequent bulletin to see what happens next. Now, women in the country have been encouraged to familiarize themselves with legal frameworks that affect their rights to own and inherit land. Now, during a training forum organized by Capacity Enhancement for Women Land Change Agents, it was noted that women's capacity to support their families through farming practices can be enhanced by the access to land. The program brought together women from various rural communities to enhance the understanding of laws governing property rights and ownership in Kenya.
According to the 2022 Kenya Demographic and Health Survey, only 3% of Kenyan women own land alone. This is despite women being the backbone of Kenya's agricultural sector, accounting for an estimated 75 to 80% of small-scale agricultural labor. It is for this reason that Women Empowerment for Resilient Rural Areas Organization, also known as We4R, conducted a training in Nakuru for women from various rural communities to enhance their understanding of laws governing property rights and ownership in Kenya. Limited knowledge of legal provisions has left many women vulnerable to land dispossession, particularly during divorce, separation, or after the death of a spouse.
Some women in rural areas, they lack what we call capacity building and skills. And if we educate them on such matters of marriage and inheritance laws, at least they can have that. Point of we are going also to do it in our villages. They are also going to educate others in those villages where they come from, in the counties where they come from.
At the training held under the Capacity Enhancement for Women Land Change Agents program, legal awareness was stressed to enable women make informed decisions regarding family property and land ownership.
The big issue that is making women being vulnerable in the community is the lack of awareness on the issues of succession, the inferiority complex about women. If they want to do succession, they get it difficult because they don't know how to start it, and the succession process is very tiresome, and it takes a lot of time and it needs money.
The importance of land as a resource for women in agroecology was also highlighted, as secure land often determines whether women farmers can invest in long-term sustainable farming practices and thereby enable them to better provide for their families.
In this program, we have been training on land rights and also why documentation. Why should a woman have her own land? Why should a woman have a joint title? What are the marriage acts? What are the issues on the ground that will enable the woman, if she has a marriage certificate, she's recognized in her farm or in her marriage, she's also able to use the land to do agroecological practices.
And that story was produced by our very own Carol Kamau. And that's where we end our coverage for now on KBC Channel 1. But remember that World Cup Eco KBC. And today in the evening, we bring you a live coverage of a match between South Africa and Canada exactly at 10 p.m. It's African time. Have yourselves a great week ahead. My name is Giverson Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Caroline Joroge. See you and bye-bye.
The FIFA World Cup 2026, hosted by the Triumvirate of Canada, Mexico and the United States of America, promises to be blissful. Explore the most exciting edition of the tournament to date as 48 teams from around the globe compete in